Hello people of the verse and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator and we just got the monthly report for July and we're gonna get started here with AI. There has been a lot of work apparently done on the AI, especially when it comes to behaviors, and it seems that they've been really working on how AIs are going to behave in hospitals, which is one of the biggest features of Star Citizen Alpha 3.15. You guys know that the medical gameplay is finally going to come into the verse, and of course, to make it more believable and immersive, we need to have some AI around doing their own stuff, and that's basically what they have been doing, making sure that it's going to be working quite well. Next, they also say that they are going to make AI work a little bit better on planetary navigation, which means that they are going to be making, hopefully this is the work that's going to allow AI to be using ground vehicles on planets. Here they talk about here adding support for planetary pathfinding, so I suppose that this is it, because it is definitely something that is missing. We do have AI in space, but we do not have any AI on ground. The only AI that we have on planetary surfaces are either in caves or in bunkers, which are their own mesh, and not really anything that we have on planetary surface. Now sure, from time to time, if you drag an AI, we can eventually have some ships in atmosphere, like we did, for example, with the Idris a long time ago, when we had the Idris from Miles Eckhart. We were able to drag it all the way to the atmosphere of Aberdeen, but then when it gets into atmosphere, it just doesn't really know what to do. Crashes with the surface of the planet. It's just not very good. So hopefully this is also the kind of work that they did here for AI. Last but not least, they also worked on specific behaviors based on specific situations as well, and for that they had to get some mocap sessions in order to make the AI more beautiful, something that they have been doing all the time for all the AI that surrounds us in the verse. So nothing too special here. It's glad to see that they're able to do mocap again, especially given the rough year we had last year. Moving on to animation now. And it seems like there's not too much here to be talking about, unfortunately. But they've said that they've completed some new sets here for prisons, medical locations, shanty towns, Casabas stores, and G-Lock bars. So there are probably going to be here AI animations here, because some of these areas definitely need some life. You go to Shantytown around Lorville, for example, they're completely empty. It should not be like this. There should be NPCs going by their business, so I really hope that this is what's going to happen. They also created new poses for usables, as well as new animations like beatdowns in prison. Are we going to see NPC beating the crap out of each other in prison? That, I think, in itself would make going to prison quite hilarious and worth our time. I think just seeing NPCs fighting. And after all, there's a ring, right? So why not using it and having NPCs have a little fight? That would be a lot of fun. Art has also seen a lot of work done this month, especially here the medical gown, which is obviously going to be very useful because we are going to be wearing that medical gown when we respawn, and probably some medical personnel at hospitals are also going to be wearing that gown too. They've also continued polish Pyro's planets and moons to expected quality standards, so it looks like they're about to finish Pyro, which is great to see. And the Montreal team has also started working on the Grimex medical clinics. They are now at the gray box phase, so obviously next there's going to be the final art, and it looks like we're going to see the Grimex medical clinics sooner than later. They've also started work on Area 18 and Lorville's hospital, which are now in a white box, and they are approaching white box complete, but they are not there yet, simply because those locations are much larger than the other locations that we've had so far. Moving on to ship art now, the Crusader Ares is now in its final stage, which is definitely something positive here. The Crusader Ares, which is coming up in 3.15, so it's reassuring to see that they are doing the final touches there. It looks like it is not going to be delayed, just like as well the Redeemer, which just received its exterior damage meshes and final polish pass too. So it does look like the two ships scheduled for the next path are also going to be on track for a proper release and not a 0.1 patch, so that is also very reassuring, especially after the major delay that we're seeing here for Star Citizen Alpha 3.14. There is also a yet to be announced vehicle that has moved from white box to gray box, and I still do not believe it is that missing vehicle from the Origin lineup. There are other vehicles that would make more sense, in my opinion. A refinery vehicle, for example, since refinery is also going to be one of the gameplay elements that is coming up in the future. I wouldn't be surprised to see if this is related to refinery. And of course, since the ARS is about complete, they also completed the size 7 weapon for the Crusader ARS that is also coming up in Star Citizen Alpha 3.15, as well as the size 3 bomb for the A2 Starlifter, which is of course the bomber variant. Coming up next, we'll talk about the engine, and they have now compressed some of the meshes that are inside within the game, which is basically going to lead to less memory being used by the game, which is great because it's going to also increase performance, especially for players who have lower specs. So if you have a computer that is maybe not the best computer out there, the game should be able to run a little bit smoothly in the future for you. That's great. It's going to give all the players out there a better experience. Also, more work is being done on Gen 12, but it's not implemented into the game yet. Volumetric Cloud was also implemented in the game. The team has done a lot of optimization as well to make it acceptable when it comes to frame rates. As far as I'm concerned, I think that in the PTU, it's been working quite decently as well. Moving on now to the gameplay features, and it does seem like they've been working a lot on the dynamic events, including the Nighter Lockdown and the revamped Geno Threat event, which we can also test in the PTU, as well as a lot of different iterations for Alpha 3.14, as we could see with all of the patch notes that we've been talking about over on this channel. A lot of patch notes video. I know more than I was thinking of, and probably everybody was thinking the game would be now in 3.14 in PU. It's not the case, right? So that's probably why. Also, the European gameplay feature team has also been working on the loot generation system that we've seen in the last episode of Star Citizen, and that I think is also going to come to the PU in 3.15, if not 3.16 at the latest, or at least Jared did say that it will be coming to us this year. Moving on now to vehicles, and I think that the most important thing that they're talking about here is that they're continuing developing jump points, which at least they are working on that internally to make it more easier to adjust to their just tuning their softwares at home, not at home, but at the development, at the studios, to make it easier to iterate, which is also going to be very important because we're going to need a lot of iterations and tweaks, as this is probably going to be in 3.16 if everything goes smoothly, right? Next, coming at it with graphics and VFX programming here. More work has been done on the shaders to optimize the game for Gen 12 features, so there's a lot of Gen 12 work here done for regarding graphics and VFX programming, but still no word as of when it is going to be put into the game, unfortunately. Lightning here, not a lot of work here for Lightning, but they've basically been working a lot on the Horizon, and as well the Grimex hospital that we can see here on this picture. And they also started atmosphere color and grading for Pyro planets and moon, because obviously it's not going to be the same sun. It's a red dwarf over there, so we should expect a different color variation and different skies compared to what we're seeing in the sun. When I say not a lot of work, I mean not a lot of work being reported on in this. It's just like 4 lines of reports, so it's not a lot compared to the other things, but obviously they must have worked a lot on that, right? We're not really going to talk about narratives and prop, because it's not really that much interesting. Same with QA here. They just said that they've been doing a lot of fixes for 3.14, so that's not really that much of a news here. Obviously UI here, they said that they worked a lot on new UI screens for hospital and healing gameplay, which obviously makes sense because we're gonna have a brand new profession and brand new gameplay elements coming up with the healing mechanics in 3.15, and we're going to need UI to make this work. This is what they have been working on. That's pretty much it here for the juicy part of this monthly report, but let me know in the comment section down below, guys. This is the giveaway question. Again, I'm waiting for 3.15. I'm telling you guys, I want to buy a Taurus to give you to give away, but unfortunately it's still not on sale there because 3.14 is still not out, so I cannot buy the Taurus and I cannot make the official giveaway announcement. But that's what we'll be giving away on this channel. If you want to be if you want to enter the giveaway, what has been your favorite improvement done in July? As far as I'm concerned, I'm really excited about the Redeemer and also the new NPC behaviors, but let me know in the comment section down below what was your favorite. That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Big shout out to, again, Tella, Eric, Cole, and Dr. Foreman for their contributions on Patreon. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks, such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.